Ra leboga mo premieri ka mantswe anu a re
Sonofa's Premier Bushimape has just delivered a eulogy in honor of Mayor Rita Ndzanga, the struggle icon, rather, a former trade unionist and a community builder. She's been hailed by many as one who stood by the values of her party, the ANC, and also ensured that she would fight for her community and advance the struggles of the people of Mogopa and the people of Gauteng where she was living. But let's bring in again Mr. Jabu Ngwenya, whom we were speaking to. He's telling us that he is also a former trade unionist. He's worked with Mama Rita in these trade unions, and they were sending them as from one place to the other to ensure that the lives of people are bettered. But say, how do you, or rather, how are you feeling now that Mama Rita has passed on, and what have you learned from her? Just briefly, I know you've traveled a long way with her.
Yeah, sorry. It's just in short, is that when Mama Rita was about to, in 5 years, Mama Rita used to ask me a question, Jabo, how are we going to fix this ANC? What can be done in order to make the ANC to survive? Because this organization was an organization that was had morals and ethics. In terms of the society, it had this highest moral ethics. Now is that people are very critical and about ANC, and she understood that very well. And one of other remedies that she spoke about is to say, if people can join ANC, and one of the things that can be done or be worked out is to say, let people be part of being put as, have what you call it, lifestyle audit. So that will be one of the remedies. And also that people need to be trained in terms of to understand the ANC very well. But in order to have the ANC of the times of Ndzanga in the 80s and so on, there will be a lot of casualties, because some of these groups and other people, they cannot meet the standard that will be required from them.
Thank you very much, Ntate Jabungwenya. He's actually also repeating some of the statements that have been made by some ANC leaders, that the values of Mayor Rita Ndzanga must be emulated, and that there's a need to ensure that they rebuild their party, the ANC, and ensure that there is a trust between the ANC and the people, because a concern raised, as he's indicating there, others have also indicated, is that people are losing confidence in the ANC, considering the manner in which they have been behaving and the manner in which they have been governing. So for now, it's back to you in studio. We'll indicate as we're moving now down to the grave site where she will be laid to rest.
Indeed, Itumeleng, you are speaking about so many issues that were raised by some of the speakers that have spoken thus far. I know that even the former president, Thabo Mbeki, when he spoke during the week, he described Mayor Ndzanga as a person that served with diligence and with dedication in the first, second, and third democratic parliament, as an anti-apartheid struggle activist and a fierce unionist. He also went on to say that she played an important role in organizing and forming labor movements. Now, yesterday when we saw her mortal remains arriving in Potchefstroom, we heard one of the family friends when she spoke. She said that she was not happy with the status of things right now. She was not happy about maybe the status of the ruling party, the party that she served so diligently. What are we hearing as far as that is concerned there on the ground? What is your take on some of the guests that you've spoken to about this particular point, where Were these the sentiments that you really did share?
So in the last, I think in the past 20 minutes or so, we also heard the Mr. Sidney Mufamadi, who says he was speaking on behalf of the ANC, indicating the same thing as well, to say they need to rebuild their party, they need to build, to regain that confidence that he thinks or he believes that they have lost on the people, because people are losing confidence in the ANC, according to him and some other members as well of the ANC. And even yesterday, when the ANC in Gauteng was handing over the remains of Mama Rita Ndzanga to the ANC in Northwest, we heard the chairperson of ANC in Northwest, Nonoma Loyi, saying that there's a need to look into the affairs of the ANC. I mean, for instance, here in the province, there was a provincial conference that took place about 2 weeks ago or so, and only 5 officials of the party in the province could be elected because the conference was delayed by their internal squabbles, complaints, and the matter was even taken to court and so. So he was saying that they need to regain confidence of the people and they need to self-correct as the ANC in policy.
Indeed, Itumeleng, and just take us through the last part of the program, because I understand now that you're probably around part 3 of the program, which was expected to finish around 10:30 a.m. Do you know what's going to happen when you guys head over to the cemetery? Is it going to be private? How's that going to work? Do we know yet?
So, one thing that I think one has to also indicate is the fact that because we're in a traditional community, back when Ga Mogopa, one of their beliefs is that by 12 o'clock the funeral service, the whole funeral service should be completed. So the agreement is that the latest quarter to 12, 15 minutes before 12 o'clock, everyone must have left their gravesite. But it's not a private ceremony. Everyone is allowed to go to the gravesite. That process will be led now by the SAPS, as you'd understand that this is a special provincial official funeral category 2. So the police are also here to perform some ceremonials that we know goes with this kind of the funeral. So as we speak now, it's the part that's led by the South African Police Services, and then afterwards we'll be making way to the gravesite where Mama Rita Ndzanga will be laid to rest, and then afterwards, just before 12 o'clock, we are told that we should have dispersed.
Itumeleng Kgajane out there for us covering that funeral that is currently underway right now. We'll be touching base with him a bit later on in the program. So we're still on